got to run like bloody hell through that round yard. Go down together. To get it done. There's some serious negotiations got to be done here. Because you don't want anyone over there going, oh shit, I wish I was over there, or should be here, or should be that. You've got to take the uncertainty and unlock people through this process of splitting a mob up.
But we've done it already.
Go.
Yeah, well, that's right. Done.
Done, look at that.
I'm always happy to watch. It's definitely not easy.
That changes their system. What we want to do is reboot natural movement, natural healthy movement in jail. That's our job. Got it? So we want to recreate how they walk to water and the feeling they get when they all walk to water together. We want to recreate that because that is magic. That's the immune, that's the medicine for cattle. Is that good movement and flow when they all connect in.
Do high five lengths from in the.
Yeah.
Once you create movement, back away.
Yeah.
Sometimes you need to split them up just to create movement.
That helpful? Could that be regenerative sometimes? Where did our most sensitive animals go to?
One's over there now.
Over there. There's been a few started trickling. As soon as all that changeover happened, 4 or 5 found their way back out. They're like, oh, we're not staying in there. There's stuff going on I'm not sure about. Over. So we're in acclimation mode. A river of flow in animals that happens out in the paddock that they lose when they come into jail. Is that a sensitive or a non-sensitive? Good. So we've got an isolated animal, yeah? If there's an isolated animal, we want to have a big red alarm go off. Burp, burp, burp. And then we assess, is it a non-sensitive or a sensitive? Quickly, what is it? Non-sensitive. So let's turn it into a regenerative move. Come with me, quick, quick, quick. So rather than punch down into the corner, like we used to, I'm just going to get a transition and then leave it. Now let's get another transition. I'm going to turn it out like we lunge. And now go by him. Get a little transition. Now I'm going to turn his head right. There. Now turn his head left. There. Now turn his head right. There. Now turn his head left. There. Now turn his head right. Now turn left. And that's. Do you think he's left?
Create movement.
Creating movement in those non-sensitive animals. Being able to pick which ones are sensitive to the movement.
Slow movement is movement moving forward.
We're building on it, aren't we?
Yeah.
Walk towards their eyes and not their
Just pick the sensitive ones and just work with them kind of first, and then get them towards the non-sensitive ones.
You can put a fair bit of movement into them and they'll come down pretty quick.
When you get the movement you want, turn away, release the pressure.
Beautiful.
You guys on the fence, any questions about what we were doing there? Can anything that? Yeah, go.
You running.
Yeah.
Is that just because they were too dully to get moving? You already worked on them, they didn't do anything, so you have to go on with a bit more, or?
Yeah, so movement creates movement, and we were able to, so we identified that, let's give that a crack. Yeah, so the running, so if we said they are just currently not in good movement, they're quiet, but they're not in good movement. Does that make sense? So we do different things with the sensitive to the non-sensitive to get them into good movement. Great question.
Do you want more straighter lines towards them, like a direct or like a turn?
Yeah, great question. When we leave, do it, right? Great question. Anything from over here? Sort of makes sense enough what we were doing. All we got was built the desire for them animals to leave that end of the yard and search that end of the yard. That's it. Just leave camp. All we did was got them to leave camp. Now remember, we unlocked them and then we just got them into movement and got out of there. Who knows, who feels like they could go out there and in about 23 seconds take that tail around and work them all through the gate? Easy as hell. They just flow in there, no worries at all. We know we can do that. What we're doing is bringing out another form of movement that we're going to nurture and grow. Good on you. Thanks very much. This is slow. It's almost painfully slow because we're really slowing it down. But what I'm loving is we're not having to take the ringer out of this. You know what I mean? There's no ringer in this. It's wonderful. Jump in. Come on, get going. I'll take movement out of you. So the movement keeps coming and it follows you, chases you, right? So the feeling we get when we get muscle.
All day.
They hate it. And these guys, you'll get away with it, but your feral cattle are where it shows up, isn't it? So whatever they do, these guys are hating it the same thing. They just let me get away with it. But it's shutting them down. Head back over there. I'll show you what I'm doing to get movement back into them. Alright? So what I'm doing is I'm just going to take a straight line through the biggest blob right there. Right? So you can choose whatever you do. And whatever you do, I don't deviate. Like that. Good. Now, I'm going to, if you stop there, now I'm going to go to the gate so I don't put pressure this way. I want to make sure that the pressure's back here to create the green zone up there. Here's a blob. Now I just come through here. Whatever you do, good. So what you're doing, so we can come in here and turn this big bullock's head and see if they can go for a walk. So let's put him into a river. So we're doing rewiring work right now is where we're at. So the main thing is to get a handle and get a feel on the rest of our mob, so then we can do some really cool work on that dude. See how he needed to leave then? And we just come back, so we're going to turn their heads back towards the water trough again. By indirectly, not asking him to take the lead or anything, this dude here, going to turn him away. Now, we've got these animals isolated from their friends. And we're just doing enough here, like the window's open here, just to do a little tiny. We don't want to do too much, and then we'll let them go back up there. So we can get a little change in this dude. Where is he right now, everyone? Is that him there? Back off him, and we see if we can turn his head, see if it was available. Thank you very much. See that little feel there? That's getting him to let go. That's directly into his nervous system to let down. This dude here drinking, once he finishes drinking, see he's looking at me. What I want to do is if it's available, get you to turn his head away like that. Does that make sense? That'll help him enormously all the way along. When he finishes drinking, this dude, how important is wiring in? Try and go. He found it. Well done, mate. Come back. So that was a regenerative little deal for that animal. Does that make sense? Yes? No? Can you see the change? So we shifted his posture. We didn't teach him nothing. That animal knows how to be scared. He knows how to be calm. We shifted his nervous system right then through that regenerative move. Is anyone getting this? Can you see that? Nothing, because now he's no longer triggered. Because what these amazing humans did was intervened in his system and brought him back out again. This is the most powerful thing we can get onto, I believe. Let's go get the rest. Let's gently turn these guys back, and then we'll go get the rest. What do you reckon? Who's getting a bit out of this? What are you getting out of it? Is this something that you normally do?
That burst of like running and stuff is not always bad.
Wasn't it fantastic?
Yeah.
Who can see the change in them animals after that? What do you reckon? All right, you three go and turn that big fella back in a regenerative way. So next time he works better for us. Good. Now let's go by him. Let's see what happens. Just go by him now. Just go by him. Let's see if that other guy wants to go. No, they're all. Their mind's going back that way. Turn that fella's head. There. Well done. Turn him. Turn him. Turn him. Because what you don't want him to do is stop and looking at you. You want that to happen. Righto. Let's quit him. About your crew, how'd they go?
Yeah, no, everyone's worked pretty well together. Good communication and we're walking towards the same goal. I mean, yeah.
From here, that last move round, that was it and a bit. How did it feel from inside the yard?
Really good.
Yeah. Still getting a bit of taking this here.
Did it feel like they all left camp there?
Yeah, they did, yeah.
Okay, blah blah blah.
So a prey animal is going to see a gateway as a trap.
Yeah.
We're rewiring to go, there's scariness.
So that front mob was doing good then because they're just not. They're just walking.
The way out is through. Now you can get them to drive them anywhere, but when they get down south, they mightn't have the skills required to drive them without screwing the sensitive ones up.
Yeah.
We want the sensitive ones to go every time a human enters the yard, there's a gate somewhere, even if it's that big, I'm going to find it because it's, the way out is through. We haven't got this yet. We're in the belly of the snake, guys. Hang in there. We're in the belly of the snake. Does that make sense?
More patience.
We're in the belly of the snake. You know how to drive them out there already.
But it's just letting them figure that out.
We're going to go over here in a minute and we're going to totally change this whole situation. Like that? So we're creating the psychology first. Now, when they get to there, I'm thinking, righto, where's the next? Where's the next place? So we might come here and even put a little trot in it. Now there'll be a sensitive avalanche or something. And when we get it sorted, they're the ones that come first. So this is not get to going up the race here. Okay? You guys and the owner of these beautiful cattle. Does that make sense? So this morning when I wake up, I've got to go and talk to Sean and make sure we're on track and we're right. Does that make sense? That bit of pressure off it. Then we get you mob sorted this morning. Are we back into sync? Does that make sense? Look at the formation. Just have a look at the formation. It tells us where we are. Can you see the circle? That tells us we're right. If there was people over there leading the fence, what would it tell me? That I screwed you up. Scrooge is up. Me, not anyone else. You're beautiful people. That what I'm doing is not working. So I'm right. I feel right. Now we get us right. Beautiful. And there we have it. And see the lollipop's really working because it's working your jaw. Can you see that? Can you see that? Or if you're teaching people riding horses, chewing gum in your pocket is the best goddamn thing. Someone's getting tight and tense, give them a bit of chewing gum. What happens to their jaw? What happens to their shoulders? What happens to their hands? What happens to the horse's front legs? Right. Beautiful. Are these sensitive? No. We're going to create movement. That's what we want. We want you to go and find the river. You see how it's going somewhere? It's not going to stop. How the hell did then it becomes real? So the belief for me, you ready? The belief that that works is what makes it work. It works, but we've got to find the belief. I'll come back to it. Old Tom, he didn't go and desensitize that horse and teach it to do all this stuff. He just went there and worked with it. and worked in its field and helped it find the ability to have him on top of it with a saddle and help it find the ability to move over there and be alright with him. I saw Ken Faulkner do it with hundreds and hundreds of horses. He opened me, I was at 2.5 years with Ken, and he opened this whole other world. I went there with bags and whips and shit for desensitise and all these horses. And when I turned up there and Ken's like, what do you got all that for? And I was like, what do you mean? Isn't that what you do? And he's like, oh, I don't. So I left it, put it back in the shed, and then he started this horse, worked it around a little bit. Next minute it's going really nice, next minute he saddles it, next minute he hops on it and he just rides it round. I'm like, right little horse. After about 30, I'm like, hang on, there's something going on. So he'd do one and I'd do one, and guess what mine would do? Yeah, everything. And after a while, then I'd hop off it, he'd play with it for 10 minutes and hop on it and ride it beautifully. And I'm like, holy shit, there's something here. That's what I've been digging into, guys. I'm nobody's expert. I'm just a shit kicker, right? Who have been lucky enough to be exposed to something that I cannot explain. We just experience it there. For years, my mind was on the logic of that until I really believe that because we put our mind here collectively as a trap. Did you see him leave camp and go there? Did you see that first follower walk out there? And the second follower, we just punched him back. Didn't punch him, we just took him here. Now that move I made on him, it's taken me a long time to master. There was a moment in time where it was going to work, and I've got it wrong on thousands, so I can get it right now on most. Does that make sense?
Which move was it?
So the
when he was coming at the gate, when he first noticed the gate was shut.
Yeah, so he first noticed it. Then I took him into there and his head was bent that way. And then his head went that way. And then his head went that way. So his mind was there. And I went straight into his eye and squeezed his eye like this between the fence. And he popped out. So I got movement into a red zone this way. And it puts his psychology that way. So that's what, righto. Are we picking up a bit of stuff here or what? Because I want you to tell me if this is heading off track. I feel like we're really getting onto something here now. Who's ever thought about putting movement into cattle or taking movement out of cattle up a processing rate? Is that something you've ever, you know what I mean? Putting movement into them. What about if you want to take movement out of them? How do we put movement into animals? How do we take them out of it? I got to play around that at Pardue in AI and programs there. So there'd be Wagyus coming up and they got a big long race, right? So we'd be... Have we run out of movement? What do we do? We say, you Yuri, ready? You Jody! Because do these animals need movement put into them? Yes. So this is our job. There's movement. Does that make sense? There's movement. It's not thank you. There's movement. There's movement. Can everyone really get their head around that? That was movement. That's movement. That is movement. Look. That is movement. There's searching. There's searching. God damn it. Did you see it? There's searching. There's searching. There's searching. There's cattle going somewhere to get a feed. She's like, that gate was open. You know what I mean? Now there's searching. There's searching. She's come back in there. Now they're searching. Now we're on the wrong side of her. And my God, she might just walk down that fence and search. What do you reckon? She might do. We're drawing this way. Search might override up there here. There you go. Up there. Can we get movement in that box? Yeah. Unlock them and then let them go themselves. Get back here and lock them. You are going to reflect on when you're driving down the road. you're going to sort of start pondering and reflecting on things. You know what I mean? What's been something that this last day and nearly 2 days has brought to surface for you in your passionate journey of stockmanship and doing the very best we can be for these amazing animals? Have a bit of a think about that. Do you think it'd be good to talk to your buddy about that, or have we all got something sort of cooking front of mind? What do you reckon?
I've got something.
Ready to roll? Feeling pretty right?
Yeah.
All right. Here's the talking knife. We'll pass that around.
Not a whole lot really, but I suppose just getting them into the green zones and red zones and make this a good place and not a bad place, and get a bit of gait and shit, I suppose. Get on your buddy.
Just more about the flow and how it's not a bad thing if they go running, but just if they've got that good movement. So practice the good movement, I guess, back at home.
Where I put my feet and where I point my pressure, I've found that, I don't know, I've kind of kept that to myself, but I've kind of tried to figure it out by myself rather than like trying to ask questions about it. Because I kind of just like, look around everywhere and get a bit carried away, but yeah, I feel like that's something definitely I could work on.
Good on you.
Like getting them into their parasympathetic mind so they can eat and drink. Be like calm.
Mine's definitely getting the leaders to just push through the yards, and if they don't, bring them back and making sure you get the non-sensitive ones moving along as well, and just get that flow all the way through and get them looking for gates. Yeah.
Seeing well, they call them sensitive ones, but you know, you used to call them the assholes and the ones that always break off, like not seeing them as the bad ones, but just they need more help to get out and give them some mates to,
Very much the same as Lily, just making sure, I spoke to you about it this morning, Steve, just about always now making sure we bring those sensitive animals forward. And it is okay for cattle to sort of run through a gate, you know. In the last 10 years, the places I've worked on, you just get drilled, you know, don't let the cattle run, don't let them run. So, yeah, start putting that into a bit of practice. So, it's going to be a bit harder for me to lose that, but yeah.
Yeah. Good.
That you put your direct pressure in their eye rather than like their bum.
We all got that one. You're up.
Being able to adapt to the different types of pressure in each stage of learning and going through what the cows go through as well.
Holy smokers, the world's in good hands in it. These amazing young minds.
I think I'll be focusing on how to set my cattle up to handle any pressure situation, and same with my staff.
Cool.
Yeah.
That stockmanship's about personal leadership, and it's more about us than it is about the cattle, and that our language and our sense of self and our energy really matters.
I'm most excited about just, you know, the avatar stuff that they can almost read your mind. I find that, and I've heard that before and been thinking about it, and you know, sort of working around the edges of it a bit. But that's a pretty cool thought for me. I reckon that's you know, just by your body language and what you're subconsciously projecting. Like, it's probably not that woo-woo, but I'm pretty excited about the possibilities with that.
Cool, how they know what you're thinking about. Like when you think about them going through the gate, they don't want to go through because it's like a pressure zone or a trap. And also I like how you spot the sensitive ones and then try and distance yourself with the non-sensitives from the sensitive ones and try and influence them like indirectly. Mine's probably like the cattle, like probably non-sensitive cattle that sometimes shut down, like horses, like just have had too much and they just do whatever you want, I don't really care, I won't do much. And then like, yeah, trying to get them to have a bit more life in them and the sensors to come down. Mine's really like recognising when they're isolated and a bit fizzed out and not putting heaps of pressure on them, like making sure they've got support by their mates as well as you.